Hey guys, welcome to Business 253, Section 100, Leadership and Management Skills. This is the 2018 fall um, version of the class. My name is Mr. Harris and I will be your instructor. Here's a copy of what the cover of the ninth edition of the book is going to look like. And I know some of you guys I know some of you guys are looking at Moodle and thinking, oh my goodness, what in the world happened? Well, the state decided to, at the last minute, change up the version of Moodle that we had. So just a couple of days ago, we well, the new Moodle was unveiled, and it's a little different, but it's not too terribly bad. We're currently in the instructor view. I'll show you how it will look like in the student view in just a second. But let me kind of show you how we're going to do this to get you going. Um, One thing that you're going to want to do is print this thing out, and you'll notice that if you look at a calendar, every single thing here is due at 11:45, and these are all Sunday evenings. Okay, so you can do it throughout the week. You'll have a full week to do it, and it's going to be due um, Sunday night, right before midnight. And each week you're going to do homework, a quiz, and a thing called Trending in Leadership. All right. Now, all of this is going to be outlined further in the syllabus, but I just put it here for quick reference. So you can see over here what chapter we're working on, when it's going to be due, and then over here you'll be able to click and go to each individual chapter to see what you need to accomplish. Okay? So let's go down here just a little bit further. And one of the first things you're going to need to do is complete this attendance verification assignment. It should take you 1 or 2 minutes to complete. Basically, you're saying you know how to use a computer, you realize it's an online class. If you get caught cheating, you understand that there will be consequences, stuff like that. And once you've completed that, it will open up the other chapters for you to be able to get into and take a look at. If you're having any trouble, or if you need any help with tech type stuff, whether it be with Moodle or just IT type stuff, here's some information for you to contact those people, and they'll be glad to help you. So let's click on the syllabus right here. So when you click on the syllabus, it's going to give us a little pop-up box here asking if we want to open it. So we're going to say OK. And then it's going to open up. We're going to hit Enable Editing. And this is kind of our holy grail here for the class. This has all of the information as far as how you're going to be graded, the ISBN for the book, and just a lot of other stuff we're going to go through. So here's the ISBN. If you buy this thing somewhere other than the bookstore, make sure that it comes with an unused access card. You're going to need that access card to access Cengage's MindTap, which is where you're going to be doing those things I talked about, the quizzes and the homework and the current event type work. So my email address here is available for you, and that is by far the quickest way to get up with me. If I'm on the beach on a Saturday or Sunday afternoon and you shoot me an email, I'll get it and I'll respond to you just as quickly as I can. If you leave me a voicemail, it might be into the next day before I see it. You're always welcome to come by, and here's my office hours. It's a 3 credit and 3 contact hour class. It's 100% online. Once again, this is the book, the ISBN. Here's a description of the course, the student learning outcomes, and attendance policy here. I want to take a second to discuss this. If you miss more than 20% of the class, you'll be dropped from the class. It will be an unofficial withdrawal, which has the same impact as an F on your GPA and can impact your financial aid. So don't become a statistic, right? Any week when you don't complete work, then that will count as an absence. And there's 16 weeks that we meet, and once you've exceeded that threshold, you will be dropped, and it's just college policy. As far as missed work, quizzes, etc. go, I'm a reasonable fella, and if you have somebody in your family that's deathly ill, or if you're in a car accident or something like that, just as soon as you're able to contact me, let me know, and I'll be glad to work with you. If you want to take the night off to go see the Backstreet Boys reunion tour or something like that, that will not count as a legit excuse, or I'm sorry, a legit reason to have a deadline extended or anything like that. So generally speaking, I'm not going to be extending any deadlines in something unless something catastrophic happens, or if we have a hurricane or something like that. Um, so let's see here. Here's the grading scheme. We're going to have three different types of things I've discussed before. You're going to have homework assignments. There's going to be one attempt and a limited time. All this is going to be taken in MindTap. There's going to be quizzes. You're going to have one attempt and 35 minutes. And then there's going to be these things called trending in leadership. You'll have unlimited time, but your answer must be 125 words, right? 125 words. So don't shortchange me there. I'm definitely going to ding you on that. So our final grades are going to be based on a 10-point scale. So a 90 to 100 is going to be an A, an 80 to an 89 is going to be a B, a 70 to a 79 is going to be C, a 60 to a 69 is going to be a D. Anything below that is going to be an F. Once again, here's the schedule that you've seen before. I put that on the first topic just as a quick reference. Your homework is going to count as 50% of your grade. Quizzes are going to be 40%, so we're looking at 90% of your grade right there, and then 10% is going to be these trending and leadership assignments. So, take a look at this, and remember, although you might see a grade listed in Cengage MindTap where you complete some of the MindTap work, just know that your official grade is going to be housed within Moodle. All right, so there's a Moodle gradebook, and you just click around and you'll be able to find that. I'll try to show you where it is in just a second. And that's where your official grade will be, and that will be the grade that you get at the end of the class. Whatever you've earned is what you will be receiving. If some people right now might be eligible to receive some accommodations when it comes to testing time or a quiet location, etc. Sometimes people with PTSD or ADHD or a variety of other things that have impacted their lives might qualify. And if you feel that that you do, you need to contact one of the counselors. And if they send me an official form, then I'll be more than happy to grant you those accommodations. But I can't do it unless I have something written from them. So if you think you might qualify, contact one of them. Brandon Dyer is the name of one of the counselors. Okay, so here's the Moodle Quick Start Guide. For those of you that are looking at this and are finding it just really kind of challenging, that's something you'll want to click on. It'll tell you how to get started with Moodle, now that the login's just a little bit different. I've already talked about the syllabus. Now let's click on this and see how in the world are we going to get into this Cengage MindTap thing I keep talking about. What does it look like once we get in there? So I have used some access instructions here. This is for Business 253, Principles of Leadership. If you click on this link right here, it will take you to the specific course. Okay, see right here? This is me, this is the class. It's making sure that you are in the right class. If you don't click on that link, they won't know what class to put you in. It'd be a shame for you to do all that work and me never see that you've done any of that work, and for you to fail the class because you were listed on somebody in Idaho's roster or something like that. So make sure you follow that link, and if you already have an account, you can just log back in. If you don't have an account, you'll need to create one. It's pretty quick and pretty painless. And then once you're inside, it will look like this. Okay, so there's two different ways to view your work. You can view it on a calendar, or you can just look at the list of everything that's going to be due. Now, some of these things are going to be listed as counting towards your grade, and some of them are not. The homework, for example, is counted towards your grade, as we can see right here. Some of these other things, like the reading and the case study, are not. If we scroll down a little further, we can see, in addition to the homework, there is a quiz and a trending in leadership. This corresponds with the schedule that I provided you with earlier, right? It said that all these three things were going to be due every single week, other than the first week, which is a little different. I'll talk about that in a second. You're going to have homework, a quiz, and a trending in leadership. And if we looked at the schedule and referenced it, it said it's going to be due on the 2nd, which it will. So you'll click on each one of these things, you'll complete the work, and you'll click submit. It's just as easy as that. It's always going to be due on Sunday at 11:45 p.m. If we go back up here, we can see, right? 11:45 p.m. And chapter 1, like we just looked at, it's going to be due on the 2nd. Those 3 things. The next week comes along, knock out the same 3 things. We're going to do that all the way to the end. Now, this first week, you'll notice that classes start on the 15th, and your first real assignment isn't due until the 2nd, right? There's a lot going on. You guys have to get books. You have to get access to Cengage in order to, Cengage/MindTap. There's a lot of stuff that we need to do to get going here. You have to complete the welcome to class video. You have to watch what you're watching right now. You have to complete the attendance verification quiz, and there's also an icebreaker discussion board for you to complete. So you're going to do all that and kind of get your ducks in a row this first week. Then you're going to start and have everything done for the first chapter, and that's going to be due on the 2nd. So you have plenty of time to get going, to get acclimated to the new Moodle and all that. And then we're going to just, once we get started, we're going to knock 3 of these out every single week. We will finish the 15th chapter, and then you'll be done with the class. Okay? And I can't remember if I mentioned this earlier or not, but you will have access, if you follow that link I showed you a second ago, down here to access Cengage MindTap, they will give you a complimentary, I believe it's 2 weeks access while you're trying to get your money together if you don't have a book already. So they will give you a access to not only the assignments but also to the electronic textbook. So there's no excuse for you to get zeros in these first couple of weeks. Here's a little bit about me. And if you come down here and click this arrow, you'll be able to see these instructions. Now, you won't be able to see this if you have not completed that attendance verification assignment. So do that, and just like the syllabus said, you're watching the welcome to class video already. That's great. We've talked about the syllabus, so print that thing out. You're going to complete the icebreaker discussion board, and you should have completed the attendance verification quiz. So here's the icebreaker discussion board, and if you go in here, you'll see that the class just would like to know a little bit about who our classmates are. So just tell us a little bit about yourself, and add a, see how I have a profile picture? Add a profile picture in there for us if you don't mind. It makes everything seem a little bit more personal. Okay, so I told you I'd show you what it looks like when you're coming in here as a student. So let me switch the role to a student really quickly so you can see what it'll look like. So when you first come in, you're going to see over here to the left a couple little things. This is what it's going to look like when it's all nice and neat without all those little editing buttons that I have. So a little bit about me and all that good stuff, and then click over here, and you can see here it's not available unless the attendance verification is marked complete, right? And it'll open up that discussion board for you as well when you do that. If you go to this course dashboard, it will give you an opportunity to look and see what your grades are as well, right? So this is how you can get, if you click on the dashboard, you can go and check out the grade book. I think that pretty much wraps it up. It's pretty basic. The schedule's laid forth. You're going to do the same 3 assignments every week. Once we get past this first week, everything's going to be due at 11:45 on a Sunday night. Should be pretty predictable. The workload should be pretty consistent. And if you have any questions or concerns, like I said, please contact me. Email is definitely the easiest way to get up with me, but if you have to call or swing by, that's totally fine as well. I hope you learn a lot, enjoy this class, and like I said, I hope you do great in here and learn a lot. Thanks, and have a great day.